He went from being an angry madman to a confused and helpless child. After a long silence, I held Kenneth's hand. Let's go. Kenneth put his arm around my waist. On the contrary, straighten your back and take a step forward. As he passed Barry, he also said, the brooch I picked looks good on you. Street scene is fading fast. I lean my head against the car window. Support it with my hands. Kenneth, hold my hand. What's on your mind? I turned my head and looked at him. Look at his tall nose. I was wondering how you convinced Grandpa. Why didn't you tell me in advance? I thought it would be a tough fight, but I didn't expect him to agree so easily. Kenneth must have done something. I know you won't agree if I tell you. He held the bottom of the steering wheel with one hand. Relax in your seat. Gently pinch my knuckles. Use your other hand. Actually, it's pretty good. I just knelt in front of him for 3 hours and admit that I can't live without you. I will never marry anyone else. Barry is here so he doesn't have to rely on me. If he disagrees, I can only give up everything and elope with you. I can't help it. I'm just a fool in love. I pinched him. Aren't you afraid of making Grandpa angry? And it caused him some trouble. Kenneth grinned and pulled his legs back and touched the back of my hand flatteringly. No, I have a sense of proportion. He is in good health. Apart from, I called a line of doctors to wait outside the door. Nothing will happen. This guy, I have nothing to say. Although he casually mentioned that. In a few words. Now, I know. There must be a long debate. And the negotiations at that time. Maybe it's ugly. This is definitely not as easy as he said. I didn't ask any further questions. I just looked at him intently. This man who always puts me first. 1 minute later, I threw my hand back expressionlessly. He touched my inner thigh. Pinch him again. Driving correctly. You almost ran a red light. After returning home and doing some housework. This is almost 12 o'clock. When I lay in bed after taking a shower, I snuggled in Kenneth's arms, not asleep yet. Suddenly, the phone screen lit up. Through the gap in the pillow. I answered the phone. Jack, oh my God, you finally answered the phone. I thought you were asleep. Barry is half dead. Drunk at the bar, whispering your name. What happened between the two of you? Did you have a fight? Why didn't you come pick him up? This is to be expected. Barry likes to go to the bar and get drunk. Whenever he encounters something unhappy, you can call his girlfriend. Helen is more suitable to come. Damn it. You think I haven't tried? You don't know. Helen is like a changed person. She was wearing high heels and heavy makeup. Slapped Barry twice. Break up with him resolutely and leave. I was totally shocked. Kenneth chuckled and whispered that he deserved it. Helen heard everything we said to Barry. After the birthday party at the door. She is a good girl. If Barry really only sees her as a replacement. Those 2 slaps were not in vain. Hey, my clothes. He vomited again. Marcus, can you come pick him up? I'm too weak to hold him. If I don't get home soon, my mom cuts up my credit cards. He really kept calling your name. This is a great opportunity for you. Kenneth clicked his tongue, but didn't lower his voice. Are there other people with you? Yes. I poked the smooth chin of the person in front of me. I'm with Kenneth. Great. You and Kenneth can come together. To pick up his brother Jack. We are dating. Since we have overcome the barrier of old people. No need to hide it anymore, bro. After a deafening curse word, the other side suddenly became quiet. He looked like he had been badly shocked. And try to digest this information. I thought about it for a while. Let him send the address. Then he hung up the phone. Kenneth lifted my chin dangerously. What you want? Hooking up with other men in front of your husband. In the middle of the night, I pushed the phone screen in front of him. Your brother. Have the Miller's driver pick him up. Kenneth hugged me tight and kissed me. Then he smiled and answered the phone. I know my baby doesn't want to abandon her husband. Then he called the Miller's driver. and ask the driver to take Barry home safely. Then inform him the weekend is just around the corner. After the birthday party, Kenneth has a habit of running 10 kilometers in the morning. I no longer feel sleepy. He kissed me for 10 minutes. Squeeze and knead me. After he went out, I lay in bed for half an hour and then got up. After washing up, when I was about to go downstairs, throwing out the trash, I saw Barry squatting in the doorway, dressed in rags. Barry's body stiffened slightly. He slowly looked up at me. He has dark circles under his eyes. His eye sockets were bloodshot. There is still a layer of stubble on the chin. He looked very tired, as if he had been up all night. You really came, he smiled awkwardly. I knocked on your door for half an hour, but no one answered. I want to know if you don't want to see me. Or, if you're really not home. If you weren't at home, where would you be? When I arrived here, I dare not knock on the door. I'm worried that if I open the door, it will. He paused and rubbed his face. Marcus, you were the one in the bedroom that day. Barry's voice trembled slightly. His eyes were full of pleading. He begged me to deny his idea. I sighed softly. Yes. Barry was speechless for a moment. He lowered his head and made a faint sound from deep in the throat. I don't know if this is self-mockery or crying. After heaving a sigh of relief, he slowly stood up. Can I come in and sit for a while? I stepped aside to let Barry in. Then he poured him a glass of water. Sitting on the sofa opposite him, he smells obviously of alcohol. His shirt is full of wrinkles. Mary took the cup and took a sip of water. I thought about it all night yesterday. Finally understand. I must apologize to you. He sat up a little straighter. A long time ago. I said you like men, it's disgusting. I said scolding. When I lost my temper yesterday, you. Sorry. I just lost control of my emotions. This apology was so sincere that it made me laugh. It doesn't matter. I didn't take it to heart. You should also apologize to Helen. And all the other girls you've hurt. Some of them really like you. Not for your money. Barry lowered his head. I know I will. He was silent for a moment. Then Marcus. Do you remember when we climbed the wild mountain? When we were sophomores? This year I broke my leg accidentally. There is no signal in the mountains. You carried me down the mountain step by step. When I graduated, I suddenly had a high fever. 4 a.m. You rushed to my house, dragged me out of bed, and take me to the hospital. You stayed with me when I was dripping, until my fever subsided. You're really good to me, really good. I didn't understand last night. If you really don't have any feelings for me, so why are you doing these things? Barry looked up cautiously. There is hope in his eyes. I finished the half cup of tea in my hand. I sighed in my heart, feeling a bit helpless. Barry, on that crazy mountain climbing trip, it was you, me and Jack. When you broke your leg, I or Jack must carry you. But his arms and legs are very thin. If he carries you, there is a great chance he'll roll right down the hill. So, for security reasons, I'm the only one who can carry you. He is like a luggage accessory around us, who can cheer us on. As for when you had a fever, in the middle of the night, you call me first and tell me you're not feeling well. I told you to ask the driver. Took you to the hospital, but you refused. That's why I rushed to your house. But honestly, if it was Jack who had a fever, I will do the same thing. I'll take better care of you. Because the old man helped my family with some money for working capital. My parents specifically told me, but I believe everything I do within the boundaries of friendship. I didn't do anything out of the ordinary, perhaps the only inappropriate, in the game of truth or dare. I admit I like a man named Miller. For various reasons, Kenneth and I did not make it public. I also apologize for the misunderstanding this caused. I explained everything clearly and carefully. Barry spoke word by word. The corners of his mouth trembled slightly. After being shocked for a long time, he shook his head and laughed at himself. It's always been me Who is narcissistic and stupid? At this moment, the door opened with a beep. Kenneth's deep, melodious voice came from. Honey, I'm back. I bought you a crab roll package from your favorite store. Kenneth raised his eyebrows. When he came in, saw Barry. Did you come early in the morning? Go visit your sister-in-law. I stood up and took the bun from him and handed him a clean towel. Wipe the sweat first. Barry had been silent since his brother came in. Kenneth rubbed his hair and forehead casually. Then he kissed me quickly, naturally. Eat the buns while they are hot. I'll take a shower first. He went into the bedroom and then into the bathroom. I sat down to eat breakfast again. Hesitated for a while. I held the plastic bag out to Barry. Do you want one? Barry stared at the buns for a long time. Seems like he doesn't want to accept them, so he doesn't want. Okay. I started eating by myself. I never knew you liked crab roe buns. I swallowed the sweet crab soup. That's because I never told you. Barry's expression became very depressed. There seems to be a hint of loneliness and jealousy. How did you and my brother start dating? Well, I finished a bun and took out a piece of paper. Wiped his mouth. I seduced him. I tempted him with my wet body. It's probably like this, isn't it? Wet temptation. When I got in his car after I saved the drowning girl and borrowed clothes from him, Barry was completely frozen, his eyes motionless. I waved in front of him for a long time. I'm talking about. Shocking. Barry suddenly came to his senses and rubbed his face. Take a deep breath, like he did a Marcus. I feel regret. I am blind and cannot see myself clearly. If I had understood it sooner. If I hadn't said those harsh words, you would. There is no if in the world. Especially in the face of established facts. Brother. Kenneth came out of the shower, neatly dressed. He sat next to me. Exudes a fresh scent of just after taking a shower. Barry, I taught you. You are now an adult and a member of the Miller family. You should do everything with dignity and respect. Except in front of your wife. You were drunk all night. Not cleaning up after yourself. Then look at your sister-in-law. This is not a trick to play the victim. This is a lack of courtesy. Also worthy of praise. You have courage. Trying to steal my girlfriend. But to me, this is ridiculous. Look at how embarrassed you are now. What's in you that's worth Marcus? Watching you. Your hair is as messy as a chicken coop. Or your eyes are as black as a homeless person. Barry stretched his neck. He seems to want to refute. But his face turned red. He still couldn't speak. Kenneth stood up and picked up the car keys. Now I'll take you back. Clean yourself up first. Then talk like a normal person. When Kenneth is serious, he's actually pretty intimidating. This is the deterrent power of those in high positions. Maybe Barry knew he was wrong. He clenched his fists and pursed his lips, and bowed his head obediently. Stand up and walk to the door. Kenneth bent down and stroked. I have a smile on my face. Honey, wait till I come back. Kenneth hasn't been out for a long time. When he comes back, I've only watched documentaries. Less than half an hour. He took off his coat. He picked me up and let me sit on his lap, facing him. Bury your head in my chest and rub against me. And it hasn't stopped for a long time. I grabbed him by the scruff of the neck and lifted him up. Stop friction. Do you want to be bald? He chuckled and kissed me. Even if I'm bald, you'll still love me. My hairstyle doesn't affect my appearance. Besides, you love my noble soul. I slapped him on the back of the head mercilessly, and laughed and scolded. Get out of here. Kenneth happily hugged me in his arms. Do you know what Barry said in the car? He said, he wants to compete with me fairly and pursue you. He said if he didn't try, he will regret it forever. Oh! He also said that he doesn't think he is worse than me. Me? I thought I had made myself clear. So what do you say? He put his hand under my clothes, pinched my waist. I said, his brain. I got hurt from drinking last night, and suggested he see a doctor. What kind of illusion made him think of? He is better than me. Is this the lower limit of his IQ? He also wanted to steal my wife. This is impossible, even in the next life. Kenneth then picked me up and put me on the couch. Water me with kisses as dense as raindrops. My temperature is rising. I melted in his warm tenderness. It turns out that Barry wasn't just saying. He did take action and he persisted. When I'm at work, he would squat downstairs in the teaching building, holding different desserts in hands. Every day when I'm not at work, he would find a way to send me something. Sometimes rare and precious books. Sometimes there are men's accessories. Nature. I returned them one by one. Once, I saw him leaning against a tree with scars on his face. There are some marks on his face. Looks like it was poked out by a high heel. He looks miserable. Were you beaten? He scratched his head. I just met Helen and her sisters. I can't run away, so forget it. Let's not talk about this. I brought you some crab roll buns. Do you want to try it? He took out a bag. The bun skin in the thermal bag broke. The juice stained a large area. Barry was stunned. Well, maybe it was an accident. When I was beaten. It's very strange. I've protected myself well. He kept looking down to check the insulation bag. Looks a bit confused. I was silent for a long time, then I became serious. Barry, what do you want to do? By doing all these things. I don't need the stuff you sent me before. I don't need these 2 bites of bread. He paused. Okay, just caring among friends. I'm not stupid. Look how serious I am. Barry gradually became serious. But his weather-beaten face looks a little funny. Yes, I like you. I am chasing you. Since you like men, why can't it be me? What a fallacy this is. I laughed out loud when I heard what you said. Does this mean that just because I like men, I must like all the men in the world? I want to correct one. I like men because I like Kenneth. He happens to be a man. Do you get me? Barry was speechless. I remember you once said I shouldn't bother you. Otherwise you will be troubled. Have you ever thought about when I have a boyfriend? What you do will also cause me trouble. Or let me put it more bluntly, Barry. There is no possibility between us. You're just wasting my time and energy. I didn't leave any room. Just want to end this absurd farce. Barry slowly lowered his hand. Didn't say anything else. I turned and left. But I haven't taken a few steps yet when I heard him yell again. Marcus, I won't give up on you. I'll change your mind. Change of mind. Maybe it's best to let Kenneth bury him. Kenneth doesn't care about his brother's shenanigans. Not at all. He has absolute confidence in himself. However, at night, this became his excuse to take risks. For example, he came to see you again today. I'm not happy that he sent you something again. I'm jealous. You said 2 things to him today. You have to compensate me. Wait. I was exhausted by him. I even wanted to dig a hole and bury him. And buried together. It's really annoying. Barry's case has not yet come to fruition. But a new storm is coming. Miller Family Group Board Meeting. Upcoming. At this critical moment, the affair between Kenneth and I was suddenly revealed. Kenneth is deliberately portrayed as a dissolute person. Playboy. Fooling around all day. Ignored his work. And became involved in a tumultuous relationship with a man. Of course I know Barry didn't do that. He wouldn't sow discord in such a stupid way. The Miller Family Group is like this. Huge. There are always some people with bad intentions. Because they can't take Kenneth down from the front. They resorted to such despicable means. The internet is full of scolding comments. The band's reputation also plummeted. Getting worse. Boring people. Always have endless interest in these rich people. Family gossip. They were excited to dig out all my information, including my real name, job information, and past resumes. My colleague sent me a message. Ask me if this is true. I am with the president of Shin Company. I freely admit. Barry also called me anxiously and told me not to worry. He will arrange people. Delete trending topics immediately. Before I could say a word, he hung up the phone in a hurry. So urgent? As expected, 10 minutes later. Kenneth agreed. My lover is a man. He's really good, and I'm honored to be with him. I'm going to propose tonight. Please wish me success. Hot topics have not been deleted. Instead, new and relevant topics top the list. There are various comments online. My message was bombarded. To protect my eyes, I told Kenneth and turned off my phone. When Kenneth came home at night, I helped him blow dry his dripping hair. After he took a shower, is it a big impact on the company? Kenneth held me in his arms and kissed me twice. Don't worry. The Miller family group has been around for a long time. Rely on its company products, not the president's gossip. Besides, I just fell in love with someone. Normally, I have not violated any discipline or law. What might go wrong? These are the dirty tricks of those old guys. Wanna pull me down? By the way, did you see the statement I made? I put the towel aside and turned on the hair dryer. Blow dry his hair. Yes, I saw it then. Do you agree? I blinked and played dumb. What to agree? Kenneth grabbed the hair dryer and turned it off. Mary. I raised my eyebrows. Taking a step back, looking him up and down. Stroking his chin, he looked at him. This is a big thing in life. I need to think about it. Don't give me a chance to argue. Kenneth pulled a ring box out of his coat, hanging on the back of the chair. Like a robber, he took out the ring and put it on my finger. Then he held me roughly in his arms. No need to consider. You have to agree anyway. You've been mine for a long time. The kind where the ashes are mixed together. After death, his laughter was muffled by his arms. With a warm and welcoming feeling, I hugged him back and whispered, okay. The second day after the incident. Elder, hold a press conference and give a 10-minute speech. Translate into easy-to-understand language. My grandson is related to Marcus. I am happy and give blessings. This isn't something to be ashamed of. Whose business is this interfering with? The company has identified the culprit behind the negative deliberate guidance, public opinion, and obtained a series of illegal evidence. For example, embezzlement of public funds. And the bribes of these people. If you mess with my grandson, I'll send you to jail. The internet trolls who took the lead in smearing. Calm down immediately. More and more positive comments are pouring in. Didn't you notice? Marcus is a university professor. At University B. He completed his BA, Master, and obtained a doctorate degree from a famous university. In ongoing research. Continue to teach after graduation. This is awesome. Okay. It turns out that only the same excellent people are attracted to each other. Mr. Marcus is really nice. 2 years ago, my daughter accidentally fell into the river. That's Sir. Marcus risked his own life to save my daughter. He's such a nice guy. Please stop attacking him. The one upstairs. I was there. So, it was Marcus who saved that man. Angel teacher Mr. Marcus. You and Mr. Kenneth must be very happy. They say, the water of wealthy families is deep. But this is the first time. I hope these two can be together. Okay, I'll be the lock. You two should love each other forever. Moment. Reversal of public opinion. Product sales volume. Under the sword of the Miller family group. Setting a record. Where there is joy, there is sadness. First, a person with malicious intent. Trying to seize power by underhanded means. Was he really prosecuted for bribery? They will no longer worry about food and clothing. In other words, next 10 years. Second, Barry. It is said that, when he found out I accepted Kenneth's proposal, he went to the bar again and got drunk. He even cried loudly while drinking. And curse myself for being useless. Can't even delete a simple trending topic. He was so sad that he couldn't even raise his head. 2 days after getting drunk, he sent me a congratulations. I won't bother you anymore. I didn't reply. Something should end here. Soon. Barry told his family. He wants to study abroad. Said he didn't want to be a playboy. No longer the second generation. On the day he left, Kenneth and I went to see him off. I haven't seen him for half a month. He has indeed changed a lot. He became more stable. He said nothing, but it seems like he has said it all. Maybe after returning from studying abroad. Barry is no longer Barry. Mr. Kenneth, don't come so close. Your clothes are starting to wrinkle. Mr. Kenneth, you kissed too hard. His mouth is invisible. Mr. Kenneth, relax. You distorted the posture of Mr. After shouting like this several times, photographer puts down his camera. With a look of despair on his face. It looks like he really wants to smash the camera. I can't blame him. Kenneth really went too far. Who takes wedding photos like him? Act like a bandit. Bride robbery. And cling to each other tightly? I reminded him dozens of times, but it was useless. I decisively adjusted his posture myself. But once I adjusted, when we returned to the shooting site, Kenneth hugged me tight again. In the end, the photographer began to yell in frustration. Now he even wants to find a rope. He hanged himself on the spot. End his life. I suggest taking a break. Kenneth came over with a pitiful expression. Wife, he treats me badly. I poked his head with my index finger and pushed him away. Don't do this. Can you act normal? I'm acting normal. Isn't this how we usually hug and kiss? But this is a photo shoot, so what? Aren't photos supposed to be real? No. The photo is for beauty. Seeing my disgusted expression, Kenneth twisted his body and pouted. After all, you just think I love you too much. Unable to control oneself. When I'm close to you, you think I don't care about this occasion. As soon as I see you, I want to hug you and kiss you. Do you think I can't take it anymore? I pulled his tie. Pull him closer. Use my mouth to stop his chatter. The moment our lips touched, the photographer pressed the shutter button. Finally, a satisfied sigh. Yes, yes, that's the feeling. The cold professor and the overbearing forced love. Nice, great shot, Kenneth. Kenneth waves. Come on, let me see. The photographer rushed over. Look at Mr. Marcus's domineering attitude. Your shy and surprised expression. With such light and shadow, it is simply. Don't delete it. You can't delete it. The photographer holds the camera. Then he ran away with a whoosh. When Kenneth chased him, what did you take? This cannot be kept. Can someone help me get his broken camera? I watched them both with interest. Sunlight shines through the floor to the ceiling windows. It's good now, but it will be better in the future.